What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Out here in the garage today. It's Saturday. It's in the afternoon. I was out here until midnight last night. A little after midnight, trying to get this ICT billet bracket to work and all that. I kind of did some research and looking stuff up, pumps and stuff. And I even pulled the old bracket out that I got and tried to use my pump that's on the truck and try to hook that up to the old bracket, and that wouldn't work even on that old bracket. So luckily enough, I kept the pump that came with this motor. I looked at it, and that is the one that I'm gonna have to use. I'm just gonna have to get another one and redo the power steering lines. So this is where it's at now. So I got the pump, the bracket, the alternator put back on to mock all that stuff up, and so I'm going to show you that. And on the other things today that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to pull, really wasn't going to, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the injectors out of the old intake and get them installed into the new intake, and seeing if there's anything there that needs to change, or if there's anything special I need to get for those. So I'm going to do that today, show you that. And if there is, then I will see what parts I need and try to order those. So yeah, again, we're getting to the point now we're waiting for parts to show up and come in. So yeah, so here's the bracket. So pretty happy with it. And so here's the old pump. As you can see right here, when I set this up, it was hitting right here, and it kind of dented this right here. So I even pulled the old bracket out, which is this one here. I even set the pump that I have here on the truck and set this one up on that bracket. This pump would still will not work on that bracket. So luckily enough, I pulled the bracket, I pulled the power steering pump out of the box, because I put all the extra parts that this came with, I put them in a box and set them to the side and kept everything just in case if I needed it and everything. So luckily enough, I kept it, using the stuff for just a mock-up. So now so let me show you what the difference is between this pump here, because the pump that I had on it last night was the pump that the power steering pump that you use on this for another application, for the 305 350 application that was in this truck. And now, since we're doing the LS swap, you change one thing, of course you got to change everything else. So this is the pump that came with the motor, that came out of a 2003 Escalade. And as you can see right here, it has a notch, and all that compared to where this didn't. And this right here is the issue that we ran into last night. So doing the ICT billet bracket, if you're going to have it for the power steering pump, you're going to have to change the pump to this one here. And because like I said, I even put this on the old bracket, still wouldn't work. So we went to this one, and it works perfectly. Because with this pump on here, I couldn't get this bushing, this spacer in between here, because it was hitting the top of the pump right here. So went to this one, works perfectly, and everything. The pulleys line up pretty good. That's all the way on there, so it lines up really good for the pulleys. And then the alternator lines up pretty good, and then it has this came with it. So up with it now. I thought when I was looking at the instructions, it says factory power steering pump. I figured the power steering pump I had on the truck was going to work. Well, fortunately, not this one. So now I know we're going to have to use the pump for the Escalade. So I'm going to get a new one, because it has this hose right here. I'm not sure what it's for, We're not going to use it on this one because all we need is this line here, and I believe there is a line that goes from here to over to the gearbox, so I'll have to take a look at that and see what we need to do. And then one of these, I think this line will go to one of the fittings down here on the gearbox. So I'm gonna have to do some research, see which line needs to go so it gets hooked up properly and still it works like it should. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I did find the pump that I need for this that doesn't have this. So I'm gonna get one that doesn't have this line and where I can still use this one and that one right there. So found one, just got to order it. So I'm just adding that to the list of other parts that I got to order. So we're still waiting. Again, we're still waiting on parts. The radiator we're still waiting on, and the wiring harness we're still waiting on. And now I have that to add to the list to get in here along with the water pump and everything for this list. So the list is growing. So we're getting to the point now we're going to be stopped, and this is going to be on hold for hopefully a little bit. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. So yeah, we're going to be waiting on parts. So one of the things I want to do today, I wanted to show you guys that I got that figured out and situated. So I'm going to try to get the fuel injectors installed in this out of the old intake over there. That's what I'm going to try to do, get the injectors put in on here and see what it looks like, and I can show you some other things on this new intake. So we're going to get the new intake pulled off, get the old intake set over here, my little table here, and get things set up, and then we will try to get the injectors removed, installed in here, and see if there's any other parts that I need to add to my list, and then we can get parts in here. So let me get things set up and get the intake set over here, and then we can start looking at what we need to do and what are the parts we need to get for the injectors. Hopefully we don't need to, but we'll find out. So I'm going to get everything set up, and then we can get injectors flipped over and swapped and see what we got. So give me a second to get this set up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I had to go over to the other workbench and kind of finagle this a little bit. This piece here accidentally broke. This piece here, if you can see it from the video, like this right here broke. So, but luckily enough, we won't need it unless we put this intake back on. So now, Let's go ahead and pull these off. Just like that. I'm going to set this right here. We can take this and move this out of the way. So there's some little clips that are right here, and they were right up around in here. So now I'll kind of get this table all cleaned off, and then we can get the new intake and bring it over here. And so the way this is set up, this right here is the back to the front. So I'm gonna get the new intake off, get it over here, and I'll set it right here, and then I'll just pull one injector at a time and set it in there so that at least it can go right back in the same location and the same cylinder. So let me go ahead and grab that other intake, and we can go from there. Excuse me. So, we got the new intake off. I just need to pull the fuel rails off, and we can pull the injectors out one at a time and go from there. So in this intake here, it has the brackets here, and then you just got the 3 holes right here. I don't have them tightened. I just got them kind of snug right now, so this way I can at least, when we get ready to do this, we could have pulled those off. So now I'll pull the 3 nuts off on the back side, and then we can pull the fuel rail off and do one side of the injectors. Okay, so that fuel rail is off. So if you look real close to the brackets here, there's 2 holes on each bracket. So I'm kind of guessing for those that is where you can adjust the fuel rail. So I had it set up on the top hole. So I guess the injectors, if you want it to set down to that, for smaller injectors, then you move it down. So, and then move it up. So right now I had it set up at the top hole. So now we'll determine which hole it needs to once we get the new, or these injectors set in there. So we're going to start with the first one on the one side and go back, and then we can get this set up. So okay, so I got the majority of the injectors in here. Went to put the last one in here, and one thing that I saw is that there was a piece of aluminum stuck back up in there on the inside. So I wanted to went ahead and got that pulled out and got that, because that would probably cause an issue for that injector, which is on the back side on this back port. So go ahead and get this one mounted, then we can get the fuel rail put back on here and move to the other side. Come on. Now I'm just kind of using these to mock up and, oh crap. So I'll have to pull these back out and replace the O-rings and stuff. So I'm just kind of using this to mock up so I can see if there's any adapters. But here's the one fuel rail for this side. So let's get this mounted and see how everything lines up. Okay, so I got the injectors sitting in here. I'm gonna loosen up the brackets, and so that way we can get it to sit where it needs to. Now I'm gonna snug them all down, the brackets, and then I can put the nuts on and washers for these, and then we can go to the other side. Okay, so here is the finished product on this side. Let me flip you guys around here. So there's fuel injectors. That's the other side. So I'm gonna just hook this back up, disconnect it on the other side, and then we'll flip it and we'll get the other side done. So that's all that's left, and then we'll get this. Oh, sorry. So that's all that's left, and then we'll get the intake set back on there, and that will probably be it for today's video, unless I come up with something else. So I'll go ahead and knock that other side out real quick, and then we'll get it reinstalled back on the truck. All right, this side's all done. So now I can go ahead and get the intake put back on it, and then that should be it. I will have to pull the injectors and stuff back out because I had a couple that got pinched and kind of messed up. So right now I just stuck them back in there so this way I can get the bolts here adjusted. So right now, before I had it on the very top bolt, and now I got it dropped down for the injectors. And so now we'll go ahead and get this intake put back on it, so that way at least when the new wiring harness gets here, then we can be able to plug everything in, get everything laid out, and get everything run nice and neat. And then once that's all done, we'll pull everything back apart. I still got to pull the heads back off of it, get that stuff all finished up. So probably by the time that I'll do that, I'll also pull all these back out, replace the O-rings for that, and call it good. So let's go ahead and get this put back on, and we'll go over some stuff and go from there. So let me get you guys set up here, and then we'll get the intake put back on. Okay, so got the intake set back on there. I got a couple bolts in it for right now to hold it down for now, so there's nothing that gets in the heads. But here it is with intake put back on it with the injector. that's pretty much about it for today. I just wanted to get that stuff set up. So now I'm just going to get the garage, all the tools put back up, pick back up and put up for tonight, or for today. I don't like having tools all scattered everywhere. So that's pretty much about it. Again, for today, I wanted to get that done, give you guys an update on that bracket. So it does work with the correct power string pump and stuff on it. So have to change that, which is no big deal. I get new power string lines and everything. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, turn that bell notification on, share with your friends and all that. This will probably be the last video until we can get some more parts in here and all that. So so this will probably, again, this will be the last video for this until we get some more parts in. And so the next video that I'll probably be doing is going to be for the boat. I'm going to try to probably get back on that here pretty quick and get some stuff accomplished for that. So again, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And we will see you guys on the next one.